To say that this place hit the ground running and you haven't been able to catch your breath really since last Friday.
Not a chance.
Which is great, really, because I know the love is out there, and Joe Sweeney's one of the great sort of characters of this town and always will be. So I think people are just so delighted that, Sweeney's is back open. I want to...
Oh, it's fantastic. The response from the public has been amazing. It really has. And like even Friday, just before we opened, our till system decided at 5 to 4 not to work, and there was a queue of people down the road. But I have to say, they were brilliant. Now, we had a dinosaur running around giving out teddy bears and stuff like that to entertain the kids and whatever. But people were very accepting of, the problems that were there and the time delay. Like, the reaction has been good to the food. I know that there was a couple of people that were left waiting, but even on Facebook and Instagram, they said like it was worth the wait, so that's good.
We should say that obviously you yourself and Paul and all recognise, well, this is, don't basically it isn't broke, don't try to fix anything here. That the actual chipper does a beautiful menu, and you've added a little bit to, but it's a traditional menu that everyone expects. But when it comes to the restaurant, you can have a little bit more fun. This is the Boathouse now, where you can basically up the game a little bit. And you were telling me
we'll be doing a lot of different stuff now. We had our own restaurant, me and my son, down in Gordy called Soul Cuisine as well, and that was really, really quirky. Like, we used to do a few unusual things: fish and chips served in a wooden toolbox, and tapas
that's
done.
Gonna mess with your head when you're drunk.
Yeah, tapas done like in a little Paddington Bear suitcase and stuff like that, and it went really, really well. We won a couple of awards there, and when I was up in the brewery in Red Cross now, we won a Bridgestone Good Food Guide Award. We won Sky Bar of the Year Award, and we were nominated for Chef of the Year as well, all within 6 months. For 6 months of taking over,
And that must it must feel kind of rewarding when I don't know what age you start at, but to be getting to the level where you're winning awards and
well, I'm
not
at
just
I'm
for
at now 35 years this year. Like, I was 17 when I started, but going back to Joe even there. I mean, what Joe had here, you couldn't have followed, you couldn't have replicated it to that degree, So we've just kept a few of the favourites, and we tried to go in a different direction then with the burgers and stuff like that, with the craft burgers and whatever. Because I mean, what he done well, and you just couldn't compete with it. You know what I mean? You couldn't compete, so that's why we went in a slightly different direction with some of the menu. And just try to do what we do, right? You just can't replicate what Joe done. He was just too good at what he done.
I suppose our palate has certainly widened, and we kind of, there was a time when garlic bread was seen as, what the hell is that about, But now we're kind of keen to try new things all the time.
Yeah. I have to say, great reaction. Like the duck burger with the charcoal bath, I thought people would just think we left them in the oven too long,
Right.
But with the green wasabi and the duck, and it's going a treat. It's going really well.
4 o'clock.
Oh, 4 o'clock.
Yeah, sir. Yeah, 4 every day. But then also, well, that's not the only one. I've just looked quickly at the menu. You've got some wonderful stuff due. This will be this weekend now. The cafe part of it will open. But you've really kind of thrown a few beautiful kind of fresh ideas.
Even the Japanese steak sandwich now. That's anybody that has loved it. So it's on a sourdough bread. It's 28-day aged ribeye, and it's marinated in honey, soy, ginger, a couple of spices. And then we use it with the wasabi and the fresh kimchi. We make our own kimchi,
It's a shame now. CNN don't get that really. Don't get people stopping to ask them questions. We should say now that for a lot of people, there's another great sort of part of Greystones' jigsaw puzzle is the Touche Hotel, and you were there for quite a while as well.
Yeah, I think I was there from it was '99 till when it closed.
Right. Right.
Yeah, and then we moved to Park West. We opened a Bennigan's at Park West, and we went up there with Paul and that as well. Yeah.
So would you have always sort of, I don't know, early on, did you sort of have your goal set on going slightly off menu, as it were, rather than did that come later on in life?
No, that came later when we took over the place in Greystones in Gorey, because I live in Cortown and that now, Yeah. And it was just so unusual that we had it like a Voca ham weavers during the day, and then at night time we done a really select fine dining but a quirky menu,
Right.
Yeah.
And that is Greystones, I think, for for the many industries that are here, and artists and people making their own thing and all that, but the food is really such a big part of this town, and we are a foodie town. And I think there's something like 30 places on the main street you can get coffee in this day and age, so that sort of sense that you're kind of in the right place to be putting out there.
Definitely. But even with the vegetarian selection on the menu, you can be so boring with just like a bean burger or whatever. So that's why we went with the halloumi burger, the halloumi fries, and the falafels. And people were asking me, like, why have you got a falafel bowl on for a child? Like, you know what I mean? There's children out there that are vegetarian and don't want to eat veg sticks or mozzarella sticks. You know? So it's going really, really well. There's nothing on the menu that hasn't sold yet, you know.
Great.
Really, really good. Like.
So we're waiting. I'll announce it on the guide exactly which day. But you've got your coffee machines coming all the way over from Italy. They missed the boat, or they missed the plane. There you go. So that's still on the way, but should be hopefully this weekend, and we'll let everybody know.
Definitely this weekend.
Yeah. But I would think now for you too.
Just turn that off.
That's you probably try and find out what time you're open at.
The phone hasn't stopped.
But I'm just going to say now, does it feel like you've had a chance to sort of step back and enjoy the fact that it's such a hit, or are you just too busy?
Right. Like we thought now. Monday night now after the weekend it's going to be quiet. No. Tuesday night might be quiet. No. Wednesday night we done the same Wednesday night as we done Friday night in numbers. Like it was just colossal.
Fantastic.
The response has been fantastic. It really has.
Well done, because I know it takes a lot of work. As much as there's an automatic kind of draw to the place, really what matters is when people have when eat, then they feel well. That's the experience.
And our app
really
starts live tonight now, so you can order through the app from tonight. We started our deliveries last night.
Yes.
So we didn't do loads, but it will build.
It's just I think people just sort of need to know these things. So it just takes a day or two for people to realise.
I know today looks like it's the middle of the summer, but you don't want to come down here and have to queue in the cold. Like I know cold winter's nice, so delivery service and the app service is there for all of that.
I don't think it'll be cold in Ireland over the winter. Are you expecting? Did you hear something we didn't hear? Or?